It's beautiful. So it's no secret that games are kinda in a weird stage right now. We can have some of the best games ever, and the why the hell is this nominated for an award? And I think no genre has been hit harder in the modern generation than first-person shooters, which have declined to such an obscene level, it's kinda embarrassing. But how in the fucking world did we go from original creative shooters that people loved making to slop that sucks people dry of money? Well, sit around, Sonny, as I bullshit you on the history of FPS games and what they do now. Warning, there's a lot of moving pieces in this genre, and I just kind of want to talk about some focal points, so this will not be an accurate history on shooters. There are much better videos explaining that. I just want to kind of show how we got from here to here, and some main points in some games I want to talk about, okay? So don't hurt me, it's not accurate. FPS games are usually regarded to start as in the early 90s, and the main one that people would say would influence the genre for the rest of its lifespan was Doom. And Doom, even though I am going to talk a lot of shit about a bunch of companies, even though IO, they didn't pay that one guy once for like the music or whatever, I don't care. They still make good games. The Doom games are still very good, and they don't suck you dry of money. They just want to make a fun experience. So, good job, IO. And then the same kind of goes for Respawn. I mean, they make good games, but we'll get into them in a bit. So yeah, games like Wolfenstein and Duke Nukem 3D and Half-Life, Quake, and all those good early first-person shooters were huge and influencing the rest of the genre. And also, I did not get Half-Life enough credit in my script. Half-Life compended the single-player first-person shooter genre by making, all of them have stories, but Half-Life was about the story, so that's very cool that, they influence that, especially in the first-person shooter genre, single-player, which is kind of hard to do. But then, in 2001, something big happened. The launch of everybody's favorite box, the Xbox. And as we all know, the launch of the Xbox came with the grandfather of modern-day shooters, one of the biggest and best launch titles ever made, and one of the most influential games ever made, Halo. Now, I was not around when Halo was big. In fact, I wasn't even conceived, so thanks, Mom and Dad. So I can't really comment on multiplayer, but from what I got, this game was absolutely revolutionary. But Halo established the building grounds that every shooter would follow to this day. The controls, the way you use the controller, all the different ways you can shoot and stuff, it would still be used and carried into COD, which would be carried into future shooters. And also, while Half-Life, the first one, the second one wasn't out, may have started the story, this game basically said, hey, here's a single player story along with multiplayer, and the story's really fucking good. And also, I mentioned their multiplayer, you gotta think. This was a game, I believe, I probably should research into this more, that, people would play at LAN cafes to play games, but this game, with Xbox Live, you could play it anywhere in the world, which was huge. You could play with anywhere, you could hear a kid call you a loser, bitch, virgin, punk, fuck, bitch, shit. It must have been amazing. Saying Halo was big would be an understatement. So obviously, Halo got a sequel in 2004, and guess what? This one's even better. But alongside that, in 2004, came this little World War II game called Call of Duty. That's a dumb name, which surely will not destroy the entire shooter genre in the future. So since Halo 2 was so good, we got a Halo 3, which was even better. Look it. It says that new kid, Call of Duty again. What's this? Modern Warfare? What the fuck? Oh, damn. So yeah, Modern Warfare is pretty cool. Ghoul? Modern Warfare is pretty cool. It established a bunch of stuff, and I think the main one being the creative class, which is still used in every shooter now, and it just had all these recognizable maps, and when you would think shooter, you would think that game, and it had a good story. So is it better than Halo 3? That's an opinion thing. But, again, it would shape how shooters are nowadays. Call of Duty would keep up the pace with releasing game year after year after year, which is pretty much printing money, and most of these games at the time were still pretty cool. Ghoul again? Why am I cool and creative, had fun and original stories, and stuck to making sure people were having fun. What made it so amazing? Well, multiplayer was really fun with friends. It was a great community, I would say. I mean, like, it wasn't a great community, but it was a yeah, okay, that was not funny. Fun and iconic maps, fun guns, and a system that would upgrade your weapon and just give you, it would give you unlimited possibilities. You work towards this gun, and then you work towards this gun, and then you work towards this gun. It would basically give you so much time and playtime in this fun, well-developed game to keep on playing. Also, cosmetics that you could work for free for. Big emphasis on that. And, you know, like I said, the stories were fun and interesting. But in 2011, we got MW3, which was meant to be the biggest and best yet. As the others were so cool and amazing, this one had to be cool and amazing. And it was just kind of alright. I mean, story was pretty middle of the road. The maps were, like, kind of off, a little different, but they were still good. And, it just had this overall sense of being off. But don't worry, we came back in 2012 with BO2, which is some consider to be the pinnacle of Call of Duty. Oh, but Mr. Old Popular Kid Halo's coming back, and he's got Halo 4. And Halo 4 is, it's kind of bad. I mean, its story, again, is pretty kind of not good. Its multiplayer is terrible. And, what the hell? Oh, that's right. That's not Bungie. That's 343. The whole downfall of Halo is a long story that I really don't feel like going to, but it's a very long and sad story. I hope Bungie's happy with Destiny 2 and making us spend $2 trillion on Destiny 2. But don't worry, we still got COD, and they made another pretty mid-game in Ghosts. Well, maybe you're just unlucky. Maybe it's been a bad couple years, and oh, hello, new kid Respawn. What is this? Titanfall? Oh, that's very cool. It has fast-paced movement and fun mechanics, fun guns, and mechs. Oh, hi, Call of Duty. What? Oh, this is just Respawn's work again. Did you copy it and made it bad? Okay, you made your ripoff good. Good job, I guess. I mean, cool. You still ripped off a game in a smaller studio. Oh, hi, Respawn. What is... Oh. Holy fucking shit, we have peaked. I'm comfortable saying that Titanfall 2 is the best FPS game ever made. No joke. This game is quick and fast. It's rewarding to pros, but amazing for beginners. It features one of the best, if not the best, story ever told in an FPS game. It has amazing class variety in both pilots and titans that no two players are going to have the same loadout, outfit, and everything that's going on. It has amazing, well-designed maps for everyone to enjoy. It has cosmetics that you can work towards and spend unlimited hours doing all of it. And most importantly of all, Marvin. This game is a masterpiece, and I pray and beg that Respawn makes a third. Please, just leave Apex alone. Make Titanfall 3, please. So now we... Oh, God damn it. Hi, 343. I really tried to skip you. I mean, God damn it. Okay, quickie on Halo 5. It's bad, and the multiplayer is kind of okay, and Forge is good, but the story is one of the most incohesive, terrible things I've ever seen. And hi Call of Duty, cool, you got another shitty Titanfall ripoff, awesome, thank you so much, COD. Oh, hi Epic, I'm done with this fucking bit, why'd I write it so much? I'm not a teacher. Hi Epic Games. Is this Fortnite? So while not an FPS game, it's no understatement that Fortnite has left a stain on the gaming environment that has not been scrubbed out to this day, by proving if you just make your game free, that people might want to buy your awesome skins. So when COD failed twice in a row again, and Titanfall developers made way more money than them on Apex, they said, well, fuck it. Mr. Activision got up and he said, guys, we're not just going to make our game free and charge people, we're gonna make it cost $60 and charge people even more. And now we're all fucked. No point in going any deeper, as this is just games nowadays. We spend $60 on an online FPS and then we spend even more money inside those. And, well, awesome. And most of the times the games aren't even fun, so that's cool. And AAA devs would not do this if it didn't work, but it does. Kids are brainwashed into thinking COD is a good game and then spend mommy's credit card and, well, yeah. And these are extremely predatory things. Like, this is serious. Like, people will spend, I mean, I've spent a lot of money on like Fortnite, but on Call of Duty, a game you already paid so much money for, it's bullshit. And Respawn made a great game in Apex Legends, but now it just kind of sticks out as a cash cow. You spend a lot of money opening loot boxes, which is a whole nother topic of loot boxes, and then you may get the cool skin you want. Or about those times when you can spend like $150 to get a new thing that your character can hold. Is absolutely absurd. And Overwatch had the same thing with loot boxes in Overwatch 1, which you could get free. You could get free loot boxes because you paid for that game, and then later on, when Overwatch 2 came out, they just took all that away, and now it's even more predatory and sucks your money up more. Or what about any Ubisoft game, like Far Cry, a single-player shooter where you can spend stuff on in-game currency to get in-game skins? I am not fucking joking you. In the single-player game, where no one's like ever gonna see your skin, you can spend money to get skins. And our fucking favorite company, Halo, has done the same thing with battle passes and skins that cost so much money in Halo Infinite. So now that I've rambled on for 11 minutes, how do indie devs factor into this? Well, indie devs tend to have souls, and instead of wanting money, they really just want to give people a good time. This goes for all genres, but in the mountain of shit that is the FPS shooter genre right now, this is apparent for how much they stick out. Now, first off, indie devs tend to make single-player shooters, which I did not talk about a ton because they're not huge in the AAA scene. And yeah, I'm looking at a list right now, and yeah, these aren't like huge games. Like, I don't count games that have a story mode because that's still a multiplayer game. You have a multiplayer, it just has a story mode. Like, I'm talking games that you specifically boot up and cannot play with friends, or like maybe like 1 to 2 player. The big boys have been established, like Valve, big one, Arcane, and then like there's some like off ones. Like I really like Borderlands. I really love Borderlands. And Bioshock's another one. But like those were big games, but they are so polished to a T that you don't see a lot of people try to challenge them. My favorites are the Arcane's games because they're very creative and fun, but they also made Redfall. So maybe not, but go play any arcade game like Prey. Prey is really good. That's not going to say indie devs can't make a badass multiplayer game. Splitgate was an amazing game. I'm really sad people stopped playing that, and I know it was free to play and had the battle pass and all that, but those were indie devs and they didn't charge a ton of money, and it was such a creative concept. Deep Rock Galactic is huge right now, and while it's not personally my cup of tea, I've tried to get into it, but I am really glad we can have such a game with such a cool art style and interesting different gameplay be huge in the community right now. And obviously nowadays there is a big elephant in the room. One of the biggest games on Steam right now, BattleBit Remastered. So remember the other shooter franchise, Battlefield, that I did not mention? Well, yeah, they kind of suck right now. After they made many failed games, 3 devs said, you know what? Boom! And made a game so fun and to the original Battlefield format that is more played than all the Battlefield games right now. And this game's success is because it's not expensive, very fun, and has a bunch of destructibles and weapon class and skins similar to how you used to play early FPS games. And where I think indie devs really shine is in the single-player FPS games. Now, like I said, single-player FPS games are kinda rare in AAA scene besides, story modes, which again, do not count in my opinion. And that's because a single player FPS that's just single player is really hard to do. And when you do go against the big boys like your Bethesdas, your games are going to feel a little bit outmatched. The big appeal of COD is that you're playing with your friends, so you're telling me I can't do that anymore? So for a game to sell you, you have to have really good gameplay. And oh boy, do they have good gameplay. Indies are so good because they don't have to appeal to the higher up execs. So when they have an idea, instead of questioning it and maybe some players won't really like this, or maybe it's like a little too hard to program, they go, well, if it sounds fucking cool and easy to do, boom, it's going in the game. Some of my best gaming experiences that I have in recent memory have been games that I find on Steam randomly and have great reviews and are only $20. and I go, screw it, and I have an amazing time. The game you're watching right now, Turbo Overkill, is a game I saw that was trending. I played the 50-minute demo, which was nice and lengthy. I mean, a lot of games can't even spare you that. And bought it for $17. This game, Severed Steel, was a game I randomly found on TikTok, bought it for $20, and you're telling me this game is not worth the same value as COD? Get the fuck out of here. I can do a fucking backflip slow-mo headshot off the railing into the fucking stratosphere and blow this wall open. That's amazing. Or Ultra Kill. Ultra Kill is one of the best reviewed games on Steam. It has high action, fun gameplay, and all that. And this high movement, creative, original experience is worth the same amount as a legendary Call of Duty skin. Now the question is, a game you're gonna love and cherish and play for a while, or Snoop Dogg? So now that I think I've got my point across, what makes people like these games so much more? Why do some people want the people who make these kind of games just to run the FPS genre? Well, as I've stated from now, gameplay is a big thing. COD has been doing the same damn thing for years and years and years. Do they try to switch it up? Yes, but they just copied another fucking game. That's not original or new or cool. That's fucking lazy. And what I find nowadays is people love high movement FPS games. Not no baby shit like Infinite Warfare. No games where you fly around at 2 fucking trillion miles an hour and you shoot stuff and then you slide and then you blow that water up and then you kaboom and then you shot at that guy in the head and you fucking... Another thing that Titanfall 2 did so well. People want to have fun while playing their games, and games where you feel cool as hell are a big factor into that. Ghost Runner is a great example. In this game, you are a fucking cyborg ninja with superpowers running around slashing people up and moving at 2 trillion miles an hour. In the new Call of Duty, you can play all gillied up from 2007, but now it's worse. And do you notice something? Wow! Each of these games has an simple art style, but people don't care just because they love these fucking games. Watch this, a game with a simple art style, but fun, extremely fun gameplay, and a game with good graphics, but cookie cutter gameplay. A game that is polished to a fucking T and paired for everyone, or a game that was rushed by a big studio. Not telling AAA to make games with bad graphics, just saying people like fun games and don't always care about, oh, my game's pretty. You know what you could have done with that time? You could have polished the gameplay more. And then sometimes these art styles are beautiful, like this Turbo Overkill game I'm playing. Like, it's like kind of pixelated, but look at this rain, look at these lights, look how fucking beautiful this game is. Or Ghost Runner again, that game looks like a AAA game and is fun because it has this cool cyberpunk aesthetic. But it also doesn't really matter because, hey, do you realize that BattleBit looks like I went into fucking MS Paint and just drew a bunch of blocks everywhere? But man, I'm having fun, I'm making fun classes, I have proximity chat, I'm talking to random people, I'm role-playing. I'm having a good time. Or hey, ever heard of this little indie game with blocky graphics that's really fun? Oh, it's just a little game called Minecraft. So in conclusion, do I think the current state of FPSs will change? No. Companies are making millions off of just people buying skins and battle passes. But what I am trying to say is this. The people keeping the original and vision of these big companies, when they made those old games, when they try to be different and have all these different things, when they seemed happy to make those games, is still inspired by those nowadays who just adore making people happy with their games. But I also have a fucking chainsaw leg.